Did you know that between 1976 and 1998, the government legally killed 486 people? Recently, New York became the 30th state to lawfully practice punishment by death. Many people agree with this punishment, but I believe it is extremely cruel. There are several reasons why I feel this way, and I will present them to you now. First of all, the death penalty completely violates the Eighth Amendment, which gives you the right to reasonable punishment. How is killing someone a reasonable punishment? Also, the methods of execution, besides lethal injection, have been found to be very painful. Other people think the death penalty is constitutional because in their minds, the framers of the Constitution specifically refused to prohibit capital punishment. I'd like to hear them explain what the Eighth Amendment is for. Second, does the death penalty really reduce crime? People want you to think it does, but the answer is actually no. If you think the death penalty does reduce crime, then how come we have the highest crime rate and we are the only Western nation that still allows it? Studies have even shown that states with the death penalty have higher crime rates than those without. Supporters say that there is not enough evidence to prove this, but there has been plenty of research. Next we come to cost. I bet you didn't know that the cost of one execution is about $3.2 million, 6 times the cost of life in prison. Another study showed that the cost of a capital trial alone is over twice as much as life in prison. Even though the death penalty does cost more, supporters think that it is a much better punishment than life in prison. Also, they think it is more reassuring to know that the killer will never get out, despite the cost difference. Fourth, should a person who killed a white over black be more likely to be punished by death? Hopefully you answer no to that, but sadly it has happened a lot. In the 1970s, a person accused of killing a white was 4.3 times more likely to be sentenced to death than a person accused of killing a black. Also, it is not fair to those who can't afford good legal counsel. Defenders of the death penalty argue that it isn't the law making the decision, it is the people. That may be true, but it is because of the law that people are making decisions like this. Fifth, how can you be sure that the person being executed is guilty? The problem is that you can't always be sure. Even if all the evidence is pointing to them, it doesn't always mean that they are guilty. As many as 23 innocent people have been executed. Even those who support the death penalty say the system needs to change, although it is not a big enough reason to abolish it. Sixth, why should the government have the right to kill when it is strictly forbidden by law to everyone else? Say an intruder enters your home, but you have them under control. Killing them would be simple murder, and that is exactly what the death penalty is. Supporters say that you should let the punishment fit the crime, but that just brings our society down to the same level as the killer. Those are my arguments against the death penalty. If you were in favor of the death penalty before I started the speech, I hope you have at least thought about the reasons why the death penalty is unfair. Our country has risen too far to have a punishment that kills its citizens.